I think Francois Chillot is the brilliant inspirator of this whole Young Directors Association, YDA. And we talked a lot about it, and I've known Francois for a very long time, and we talked about this category about let's try and use this creativity to kind of not just sell soap powder or sell whatever, which is nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm not one of those people who believes advertising is bad and we should be doing other things. But there's all this great creativity out there. If we apply it to other areas of concern, then wouldn't that be great? And that's where we came up with the phrase changing the world frame by frame. And I think it's a very important aspect of our industry that we do look beyond just the sort of the commercial needs of advertising, but look to the world in a broader sense. I think the function of any business is to operate in a ethical, proprietarily correct, value for money way. I'm not sure when I'm buying a pot of marmalade that I'm expecting that pot of marmalade to solve climate change, or that I want that pot of marmalade to be about solving climate change. I want that pot of marmalade to be made with oranges that are sustainably grown, that they looked at how they produce their product in a way which is sympathetic to the environment, all of those things. And I think if they get that right first, that's what they should be about. I'm slightly suspicious when people say, you know, I'm selling you chewing gum, but actually what I'm trying to do is solve world hunger in Africa. Not sure about that really. I want you to make that chewing gum in a way which is honourable and decent and, you know, doesn't screw the environment up. Well, that, you know, you go back to that question about, you know, lots of brands trying to associate and affiliate themselves with these great causes because they think it's good PR. And I go, yeah, your motives to me are often very, very suspect. And when you hit a small problem, you run like hell, you know, or as soon as your share price is hit, you're pulling out of that association saying, well, we can't afford to do that anymore. And I find that very, very cynical. And I think, you know, I'm constantly about cynicism is the death of creativity. And I think when I see brands doing that, I'm slightly suspicious as opposed to making a long-term commitment. So I'm slightly wary that a lot of them are doing it because somebody has said, hey, it's good for PR, it's good for internal communications, not I fundamentally believe in this. Do you know, in a way, and I'm going to say this, I think what Unilever are doing is good. They are trying to move all of their kind of products, all of the way they produce things, to be environmentally friendly, to actually be sustainable. They've got this whole sustainability project going. And I think they've really committed to that, and they really, really believe in that. And I think that's a good template for what other brands should be doing. You know, I'm not trying to save the world. What I'm trying to do is not bugger the world up, not screw the world, you know, create a win-win situation. And I think that for me stands out head and shoulders above almost anything else I've seen. Well, I think what's brilliant about today, there are lots of problems with today, fake news, let's talk about that if we want to, or whatever it might be. But I think what is brilliant about today is technology has allowed us to communicate with people in many, many different ways. You know, the old world of kind of, you know, it was television or posters or newspapers or magazines, whatever, has been broken down, and there are many, many ways of communicating. So I think that's fantastic. And I think the ability for brands to actually then communicate in lots and lots of different ways is really exciting. Again, I go back to my point. Are you doing it with integrity? Are you doing it with a kind of a belief in the issue that you're promoting? And will you stick by it? And you know, you could, you know, it's like product placement, or, you know, you do things. But I always tell the story, you know, that it was the Venetians who invented product placement. If you look, there's a famous painting by Titian. It's called The Annunciation. It's when Mary was accepted into the church. Very famous painting. In the bottom right-hand corner, of this painting, go and look at it, you can go at it online, you will see there's a clear glass decanter. Now you think to yourself, was it thirsty work being inducted into the church or whatever it is? No, it was the Venetians were very proud of their industry. They were very proud of what they did, and those Romans weren't, and that lot down in the south were hopeless. They were very proud of it, and they put it into their paintings. It's there, have a look at it. So they invented product placement. So, you know, it's not new, it's been around for a very long time. Well, I think this is where the YDA is absolutely brilliant in taking all this creativity, taking all this talent, exposing it to broader issues, and taking the skills that advertising teaches and applying it to those projects and showing how we can help make the world a better place.